movement. I have been working on a new campaign that is actually coming Monday. This upcoming Monday here to the channel. I'm going to show you guys a little extra. Boom! The Great Oozescape. It is just what it sounds like. It is a Great Escape campaign, 4 weeks, with this incredible cast, including Wally, Goblin Katie, Draconis, and Joshua Simons, all of which who are incredible talents in this industry and bring a lot to the table. I know that Goblin Katie and Joshua both give their time and their energies to Jasper's Game Day on a pretty regular basis. So just know that we've got some really cool people coming. And the question is, what is the Great Oozescape? Well, that's a really, really fantastic question. The Great Oozescape is going to be this short campaign where instead of playing your average adventurers, we have cracked open our beast guides and allowed our players to choose an ooze of their choice. So each of them are playing different oozes who are trying to escape a dungeon that they are actually unknowingly a part of. So it's kind of flipping the average campaign on its head and taking a different look at some of our beasts so you can get some of the minute details of what some of these oozes do. So I'm very, very excited. They've already chosen their oozes. So I thought, while I had just a quick moment, I would actually pan over and we would go take a look at the Roll20 account and y'all could actually help me with something. Little last minute campaign planning. Now, I have some things in place and I'm letting them pick some personalities for their oozes. Like, how did they get here? What did they do before? Are they driven by anything? But the fact of the matter is they have all been recently collected, we'll say, by a dark mage that is building a dungeon. And they're going to try to escape thinking that they have been captured, technically. Not knowing that he actually captured them to put them as traps in his dungeon. So, I want to ask all of you, what are your favorite traps, dungeon traps? If they involve oozes, all the better. You get 2 gold stars because these are the traps that the characters are supposed to be a part of, but instead are going to have to mitigate as oozes. It's a little bit of a game for them to have to get out of things that are set for adventurers. So I want to hear some of them so I can maybe plan a few encounters for the live stream of things that these oozes might come in contact with before they ever manage to get out of the dungeon. So I'm going to pan us back over to Roll20. Oh, wait, no, I'm not, because I'm not in the right one yet. Let me exit this game. We'll go into another game. I have so many games. Let's go back to my games. Yeah, they're just oozes living their best ooze life, and they wake up and they're in this place they don't know. They don't know any better. Exactly. It's like, how does an ooze break free of its own pit? Can it break free of its own pit? I don't know. Okay, let's launch the game. So, here we go. So, my players have chosen each an ooze themselves. I've got 4 players. One of the oozes is coming out of the brand new Tome of Beasts 3, so you're going to get a nice preview of that ooze. I've got 2 oozes coming out of Creature Codex and 1 coming out of Tome of Beasts 2. So basically what I did was I went to Megan, our great editor, Kobold editor, and I said, hey, I need a list. Some oozes can climb walls. Some can. And actually, I believe one of these oozes can. So I asked Megan, I said, Megan, I need a list of all oozes that aren't gargantuan, like I don't need anything big, and not too small. I need these like medium to small tier oozes from across all of our books. And of course, Megan answered lickety-split, brought me an incredible list across all 4 of our tomes. I had to count all 4 of our tomes, and I let my players pick. And what I did then, because this is really cool, I am lucky enough to have access to the entire Kobold Press compendium on Roll20, which you too can go out and get for yourself, which means all the beast books from, that's Creature Codex, Tome 2, not Tome 3 because it's not available yet, but those 3 are all in here. And what I actually did was I converted, for ease for my players, I converted the monster sheet to a playable character sheet. Which is a pretty cool thing. So you can see all of them are here. So we have a few choices by our players. The first one from Tome 3, which I'm so excited about, is the Doppel Elixir, which is just what it sounds like. It's basically the kind of ooze that takes the shape of other things. It's kind of an imitator, if you would. There's a lovely picture of it. Now, this character sheet I had to build because this is not available in Roll20 yet. But I'm very, very excited. Goblin Katie's going to be playing our Doppel Elixir. We've got the Ink Guardian, a particular favorite, I'd say, of mine. Really fantastic art. Look at that. Just look at that. So we've got this tiny ooze called the Ink Guardian, which tends to guard libraries, books, desk, those kind of things. But you can see I've converted the character stat block into this, which will allow my players to just come straight in and click. Now, what's going to be really fun about this is oozes really don't have terribly great stats. They just don't. But some of them have really high hit points, which I think is hilarious. So this is going to be a very, very unique game, to say the least. We have the Ooze Ichor, which is just kind of like it sounds. This art is out of this world. I love, there's something so powerful about the look on that person's face. So again, this is a bit more of a medium ooze, and you can see this ooze does not have as many hit points, which I find interesting, but has some very different stats in comparison, along with a lot more like actions and available things that they can do. But to answer your question, yes, oozes can climb. This one has spider climb. That's exactly what I mean, Big Daddy. That is exactly what I mean, Big Daddy 72. So at some point, one of the encounters that I have written is that this dungeon is currently being adventured by a group of low-level adventurers, like first or second level. And they're going to come across at some point these oozes and think that they're bad and try to kill them. And then one of the oozes is going to get stuck carrying the body of this dead adventurer. Like, it's a bit to be somewhat satire, but a little bit more Saturday morning cartoon in my mind. This one doesn't say that they would be injured like a slug would. This one looks to be, like, it tells you if they have immunities, right? And they have, this one has a lot of resistances. Necrotic, poison, like, it's unbelievable. So they may not have a lot of hit points, but they are resistant to almost everything. A lot of them can move through space as narrow as 1 inch wide. And it has saving throws against spells and other magical effects. This is very cool. The Ichor Ooze knows the direction and distance to the creature that performed a killing blow on the fiend that created the ooze, as long as the two of them are on the same plane of existence. Oh, Butt Prince, I love that idea. If you want a good Saturday morning trap, how about a bucket filled with ooze balanced on a half-open door? Yes, these are the kinds of inspiration that I'm currently looking for. This one, Hurl, Moat, and Pseudopod. Life Drain. Yeah, so they've got some, it's a very diverse group of oozes, I'm going to be honest. And last but certainly not least is the Sapphire Jelly, which I think is very cool. I think this is actually our largest ooze of the group. No offense. It's actually considered a medium-sized ooze. The jelly moves up to its speed. It looks like this one is like ice. It can freeze things. It makes 2 like freeze slamming attacks. It can freeze stuff in its place. It does kind of like an icy transformation. So these are the 4 oozes: the Doppel Elixir, the Ichor, the Ink Guardian, and the Sapphire Jelly. These are the 4 oozes that whoever this evil mage was bought, trapped, took, you don't know, conscripted to come into this dungeon to be part of his traps for these adventurers. It's a bit meta in that regard. So I love this idea that maybe one of them, probably the Ichor, originally was planned to go in the bucket, because there's nothing worse than having that like life-draining Ichor dropped on your head. Yes, I mean, here's the thing. These oozes are being played by the characters, so I can't say what they want, what their needs are. All I can say is that the mage that built the dungeon that they're going to be in wanted them each for particular traps in his dungeon. I was actually thinking that the Ink Guardian would actually have been placed on his personal desk. It would have been a way to keep people from getting to his notes, to his books, in case somebody broke in to try to steal his life's work. So that was like my original idea, was to actually have the Ink Guardian like maybe in his library of secret tomes or something like that. Yeah, a leftover water skin that holds the ooze inside. Yes, I was thinking the sapphire, because it's also the largest ooze, would definitely be used as a bit more of a pit trap. It's a frozen option, so I was kind of thinking of some like frozen traps from dungeons that I've played in the past, or ways that oozes have been used. Because I think that's really, really, really interesting. But yeah, if anybody has any good ice traps or ways to use basically what is an ice ooze, a sapphire jelly. The Doppel Elixir is going to be very interesting because it can take the shape of all kinds of things. And I have let my players tell me a little bit about what they think these oozes have kind of gone through, or what has got them here. But the Doppel Elixir is really scary because it consumes blood from warm-blooded creatures and can determine when such creatures grab their containers. So they're usually in some kind of container. So I imagine maybe the Doppel Elixir would look like a canteen of water deep in the dungeon after you've been there for days and days, and these adventurers are thirsting to death or starving to death. This is actually, the Doppel Elixir is a really terrifying ooze. It doesn't require sleep. It drains the blood of its victims. And it basically can mimic any specific magical fluid. Oh, it's gonna be a potion of healing. That's what it's gonna be, because that's exactly, it would be like just that moment before Zelda goes into the dungeon, and off in the corner there's a bunch of hearts, and there's a and it says potion, and but one of the potions is actually full of a Doppel Elixir. Yes, exactly, Gamer Chef. I want these oozes to realize that their whole life is to serve this stupid mage who's making them lie in waiting in a container until some idiot adventurer, low-level, first-level adventurer, drinks it. And this is actually about these 4 oozes rebelling and leaving this mage's dungeon. So that being said, one of the things that I do want, before we close out, y'all have given me so many fun ideas. I know I didn't write anything down, but you've actually inspired me already. The last thing that I want to do is very, very, very quickly start putting together 3 adventurers, first-level adventurers, that are going through this evil mage's dungeon that they're going to come in contact with. What I'm going to do is actually add a character sheet. The only person that's going to be able to see this character sheet is going to be me. I don't want my players to see it. So I'm just going to put Adventurer 1 for now. A spray trap, which will be funny because the other oozers are going to have to get him out of the spray trap. And like trigger it because they don't weigh anything. They're just a bunch of oozes. That's hilarious. I love that. Makes them slide into the ice pit. Love that. We'll use the character mancer very quickly for these. So I'm gonna need a couple options here, everyone. If you want to see something in particular from this low-level adventuring group that inevitably probably will be killed accidentally by these oozes, shout it out. A claustrophobic gnome rogue. I love it. We're gonna go with that gnome. We're gonna go with their alignment. I mean, they're probably chaotic good. They're right? Yeah. Okay. Choose a sub race. They're gonna probably be. No, we'll just go with a regular. Because they're probably city born. I love this claustrophobic gnome rogue. They're gonna be a rogue. A bird bard or a lizard wizard. We'll go with lizard wizard. I bet I can make that happen. We'll just do the usual build for these. I'm gonna make these as cliche as possible for our Saturday morning ooze cartoon. Let's do stealth and sleight of hand. Those are pretty standard rogue builds. These will actually be the NPCs that I end up playing. So I love this idea. They're gonna have expertise in stealth and acrobatics. That seems good. Next, I'm going to roll for my stats. Roll for stats. Roll 46, drop the lowest. Boom, there are my numbers. 12, 16, 12, 8, 12, 14. So now I've got to assign them. Gnomes usually aren't pretty strong, so maybe I'll do the 8 for that. They're going to have to be super dexterous. We'll do a base level constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and we'll use that 14 for charisma. Maybe he's a little charming even if he's claustrophobic. He's got to have some kind of background. Maybe he's coming from a spy background. I like the spy. He was a spy at one point. Maybe he's coming in here to steal the mage's secrets. Oh, a criminal society. He's probably a... Oh, they don't really have... I guess he would technically be considered a burglar because he's sneaking in to take something. He's not really a hired killer. I love this personality trait. It doesn't let me do it. That he's claustrophobic. I'm going to make that a whole thing. Equipment. We're going to use starting equipment, and then we will jump to our next adventurer. We'll do starting equipment. He's probably going to have a short sword, and he is probably going to have a short sword. Maybe, you know what? We'll do a short bow. Why not? And then he's going to have a burglar's pack. We just say he's a burglar. Okay. He's not there to be able to have any of that I might level them up to level 2 so they have a little extra, but anybody have a name for our claustrophobic gnome? Because I will find one. Because I'm loving this name for Biff the tank. Biff is going to be our tank. We have a lizard wizard. Biff the tank. Maybe, and then we've got this gnome. Dirk. Okay, Dirk Nilbert. Oh my god, this poor guy. The burglar Dirk Nilbert. The claustrophobic burglar gnome. Boom. Next. I'm not worried about that. Oh, I need to go back. I've got to go back to class because I picked the same ones I'm already proficient in. So I need to pick new proficiencies for stealth because he already has that. So we'll do sleight of hand. He's a burglar after all. Let's see. Let's review. How am I doing? What have I got left? Chosen the skill deception, but you already have that skill from your background. So I should choose another. So stealth and deception, I need to choose 2 other. This guy's going to be just a... Stealth, I've already got. And deception. So I probably should do, like, perception and sleight of hand? Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that. Looks like I've chosen pretty much everything. I thought I changed that. Did I not? Oh. Oh, we'll do oh, I've already chosen deception. That's what I was trying to change. We'll do investigation. He's a burglar. He needs to be a little bit on his toes. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Yes, always gets like sucked into having to. Okay, here we go. We're gonna build this character. I love this. We'll do our lizard wizard to be the classic "we shouldn't be here" character. Not necessarily afraid, but who has the bad feeling about things and gets taunted into continuing by Biff. All right, so we have a good starting point for Dirk. I'm gonna quickly add another character. This actually needs to be out of here because I don't want them to have access to old Dirk. This is Biff. The question is, do we have we know he's going to be probably a barbarian, but do we have a race for Biff? Because basically Dirk, Biff, and the lizard wizard, which we also need a good name for. Oh, you think he should be an elf? Oh, a kobold. Maybe he should be a kobold. That seems, yeah, like, that would work. Let me edit my, use a character mancer. So Biff, real quick, we're gonna roll up Biff. I like the idea of Biff being an elf. That's not a very, that's not a very, usual name. Let's see. where is... I am. Oh, well, yeah, we'll do an elf. Why not? It'll be very strange. We want to keep the party all under 4 feet tall. We don't even want one tall person. Biff the bugbear, Biff the barbarian. We could make him a bear folk. Let's make him a bear folk so we can keep Biff the bear folk barbarian. Perfect. He's a little, you know, I'm going to say if he's our barbarian, he's pretty much lawful. He's pretty much neutral good. He's out there. Yeah, he needs to be a bugbear. A bear folk. Language proficiency, he probably speaks Northern, if we're going to be here. And he's going to be a grizzle hide, which makes him a bit tougher, I believe. Oh, like a Pooh Bear folk. His class, we said, is going to be a barbarian. Yeah, maybe he's just a little shorter than your average bear folk. He doesn't have to be terribly tall. He's Biff. He's absolutely unbearable. Okay. I'm going to say he's probably got animal handling, because he's a bear folk. Couldn't hurt. And survive. Oh, no, he's going to be intimidating. He's going to be intimidating and have survival. That seems like a really smart set of skills for our barbarian to have. He's shorter than his average bear folk. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm gonna again roll for stats. I'm showing y'all how quick you can cook these up. Yeah, a barbarian. Let's see how bad I did. Okay. Not too bad. There's an 8 and a 9, which doesn't bode well, but you know, that's probably... as a barbarian, it's going to be strength. I'm going to probably say his intelligence and his charisma will be the lowest, followed by wisdom. He doesn't have to be very charismatic. And then I think his constitution and dex need to follow. Seems like a decent array. He's got to have a background. There's got to be something, you know, an anthropologist. Oh, that's funny. I imagine maybe he's, a mountain's witness. What is that? Oh, a demon mountain. No, I don't think he's into demons. He's pretty, you know what? I love this idea that maybe Biff is a folk hero. He's a bit of a folk hero, you know? He, like, comes through, he tells little Barry good stories, and, you know, people love him. Let's do a martial weapon. I feel like he probably needs to carry, like... Oh my gosh, so many cool things. I'm just gonna put, a halberd, a crossbow... I'm drawn towards the battle axe, I'm gonna be honest, but he does get another simple weapon, which I think I'd like to do something a little different, like the problem with you know, he's gonna get a hand axe. We'll say hand axe, and you know what, let's choose something different for his main weapon. Yeah, okay, we like the alliteration. I'm game for that. Then let's do, yeah, screw it. We'll just stick with a battle axe and a hand axe. He's an axe kind of bear. He does get a set of artisan's tools. Maybe, I imagine he probably does something, maybe he's got some brewer supplies. He likes some honey beer, you know? Next, he doesn't, right now, not so much of all of that. He doesn't have any feats. Biff, the barbarian, is ready to go. I'm so glad that your heart is feeling full from all of the alliteration. And last but certainly not least has to be our lizard wizard. I have to see if we have a lizard build. I think we do, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know that I have any standard Wizards of the Coast stuff on. Yes, okay, we'll figure it out. Character. We don't have a name for the lizard wizard. Or maybe that's just what the lizard wizard calls themselves. I guess that's true. We could go Kobold and he could still call himself a lizard. You're right. You're so right. Izzy the Lizard Wizard? Love it. As soon as it takes me into the character sheet here, I will... Alright, I love that. Izzy the Lizard Wizard. Next. Alright, so we'll go with Kobold, because I just don't think there's actually a, like, proper lizard race, because... Oh, there's a lizard folk. We do have a lizard folk. I knew I wasn't crazy. So we do have a lizard folk built for Midgard. Their alignment, they're a wizard, a lizard wizard. I feel they're a little chaotic, okay? Their skill proficiencies are probably gonna be perception and, maybe we'll give them a little extra, like, nature, because we don't really have a nature person. We don't have any of that in this party. Oh, he looks like, oh, I used his illusion magic to look like a Swobold. That's cute and sad. Wizard. Now, we gotta choose what kind of wizard, right? Definitely Arcana proficiency, and probably a... You know, if they're really opposite of Biff, it's gonna be Arcana and history, everybody. And our ability score will roll for stats again. 4 drop the lowest. Oh, he does not have good stats for a wizard lizard. Okay, 7 strength. We'll go ahead and give his intelligence the highest, followed by wisdom. And you think he's very charismatic? I don't think they're very charismatic. Maybe we'll do the 11 and... Yeah, okay. Okay. Sure, that sounds good. Alright, his background. Now, he is... I mean, an anthropologist background would be absolutely hilarious for this character. I don't know why I find that so funny, but I do. You know what, you're right. We could make him more charismatic because nobody else in the party is that charismatic. And we may have to do some talking to people. You know how that goes. So maybe we should do these opposite. Yeah. Little boost in charisma can't hurt anything, right? Oh, no, I didn't choose my background, so I need to think, what did he do before he started, whatever it is he's doing now? Imagine he was like... Yeah, Izzy, or I like Isabel, but they don't go by that name anymore. It's Izzy. I'm sorry, I think an anthropologist lizard wizard is the funniest thing I've ever heard. I need you all to know that. Oops, I need to choose their background stuff, I'm sorry. Language proficiencies, they'll probably speak some of the basics. Common. And maybe they speak like Goblin or... Yeah, let's do Goblin. Why not? I like that. Cultural chameleon. Adopted culture. Oh, they get to adopted culture. Maybe they've been... you can communicate with humanoids who don't speak any language you know. You must observe the humanoid... Okay, I mean, they are a lizard folk. But we had talked about elf, which I think is very interesting. Yeah, I like the elf culture aspect, too. I think that's very interesting. And not at all expected for this lizard folk. And then we'll get some equipment on here. They're gonna have a quarterstaff, right? Because they're a standard traditional wizard. They'll probably have a component pouch. They'll definitely have a scholar's pack, or maybe not. Maybe they'll do an arcane focus. Let's do an arcane focus. Yes, they majored in mammalian studies in wizard school. Yeah, they're just out here trying to see the world. Let's do some quick choosing here of some cantrips. Scribe, I feel like, seems pretty on point. You know what? I'm going to end up making these characters that are so unplayable, these oozes are going to kill them, like, first round. They'll probably do something like prestidigitation, and they're gonna need to let's see. Encrypt decrypt sounds really good. Wizard level 1. Just kind of scrolling here. Candle's Insight. What is that? Huh. Oh, that's very cool. It tells you if people are speaking truthfully or not. Probably Unseen Servant. That seems pretty... we're gonna want some kind of, like... we're gonna want some offensive, not just defensive. Maybe I like Ice Knife. That's kind of cool. What is Loki's gift? Oh, makes even the most barefaced lie seem strangely plausible. That's very good. Maybe we do... I love picking spells. I want to know all of these spells. Sleep is always a good spell. And I feel like we need one more good... Color Spray will be easy. Perfect. So we've got some options. Not a single healer in this party. Somebody's going to have to drink that fake potion. Alright, we said our lizard wizard would be named Izzy. Once Isabella. Next. Make sure, yeah. Okay, great. Alright, everybody. So here it is. Here it is. Thank you so much for sharing this little bit of time with me to help me, like, finish up my notes before Monday, because the Great Oozescape is coming at you this upcoming Monday. That would be, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UK, I believe is correct. You can check out our cast and some upcoming updates by following us over on social media. But the Great Oozescape is going to be a 4-week run as we get to see these incredible players and all of this talent run through what it's like to actually play some oozes. The struggles that they face, but potentially also the chaos that they will wreak upon us. Absolutely. So, thank you again, everybody, for joining me. Thank you for building these characters. I've got a little adventuring party that unfortunately is going to have to face these oozes, and I hate that for them. You're going to be some great ideas for some silly traps. But I adore that. Now, that being said, do not forget our Kickstarter. Campaign Builder Cities and Towns is coming. It is coming to Kickstarter. It will be live soon. To get first notification, you want to click that link and sign up. You'll get an email, and you can be first to support that Kickstarter so that you too can build really cool cities like the one that we built earlier today. And if you want to check out the rest of some of the sneak previews we're giving you on this Kickstarter, go over to YouTube. All of our videos are being uploaded. We've had a chance to speak with Wolfgang Bauer, who kind of gave us a first preview look at what the book will be like in total. And then I believe over the next few weeks we'll continue adding to those. So go check it out and let us know what you think, and hopefully you'll join us as our Kickstarter launches here at the top of May. And if nothing else, we hope to see you Monday night for the Great Oozescape here on Kobold Press. We'll be back next week with another Kobold Chats, hopefully this time with a guest, as we continue to break open what is coming for Campaign Builder Cities and Towns. Thank you all so much. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you back next week. Same Kobold time, same Kobold channel. Bye, everyone.